Good morning. You're welcome to Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa. Amihere. Let's begin with our top stories. And coming up in the next hour, Health Minister expresses dismay at what he calls a growing trend of personal attacks from some union leaders at the least provocation. We'll bring you some excerpts from his presser, where he stressed that nobody has a right to attack a health worker. Also coming up, fans of dancehall artist Shatta Wale besiege EIOCO headquarters to protest his detention. We'll take you live there for more. And the official seat of Asantehemaa draped in grief as the main Shia Palace observes the one-week celebration of the late Asantehemaa. Later in business, Ghana Gas assures timely completion of maintenance shutdown of Atiabo gas processing plant to avoid disruptions to reliable power supply across the country. And later on the international front, Russia launches biggest wave of strikes on Ukraine for weeks. Many more coming up shortly. To stay. You're welcome once again to Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa. Amihere. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming on X. We're streaming on YouTube. Please join us. This morning, supporters of popular dancehall artist Shatta Wale have stormed the headquarters of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EIOCO, to protest his detention. Charles Ni Amamensa Jr., known in showbiz as Shatta Wale, was invited by EIOCO to assist in investigations into a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, a vehicle identified by the FBI as proceeds of a crime linked to one Nana Kwabena Amwa. According to his management, the artist voluntarily presented himself at EIOCO in the company of his lawyer, Cephas Bio, to cooperate with the investigations, but assurances from the management failed to calm tensions as fans continue to mass up at the EIOCO offices. My colleague, Calvin Powell, will join me shortly with more from the scene. But first, GHOne TV has just received a statement from EIOCO with further details on Shatta Wale's detention. And for that, our legal affairs correspondent, Mutala Inusa, joins me in studio now. Mutala, thank you very much for joining me. What does the statement say? Okay, so the statement from EIOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office, stated that Charles Ni Ama Mensah, a.k.a. Shatta Wale, interrogated and granted bail. The statement went ahead to say that Charles Ni Ama Mensah, a.k.a. Shatta Wale, was invited by EIOCO to assist in investigations surrounding a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, a car identified by FBI and the USA Justice Department as proceeds of $4 million, a crime involving one Nana Kwabena Amwa, Ghanaian, who is currently serving a jail term in the United States. It went on to say that the investigations form part of a larger investigation regarding possible co-conspirators in the $4 million crime, which occurred in the USA, and some Ghanaians, and recoveries of the proceeds of the crime. The statement stated further that following requests from FBI and the USA Justice Department of EIOCO to track the vehicle and conduct local investigation in respect of the uncovering possible co-conspirators in Ghana, EIOCO began looking for the vehicle until it identified this and seized in or around May this year in the possession of Charles Ni Ama Mensah, popularly known as Shatta Wale. So it goes ahead to give us some chronology by way of dates. It makes the point that on 15th of
August 2025, a United States District Court of the Eastern District of Kentucky, Central Division of Lexington, in a criminal case of United States of America versus Nana Kwabena Amoah, issued an order for fitting substitute asset on the Rimujini in question, authorizing the U.S. government to take possession of the said vehicle in Ghana as restitution for the crime. Then it went back again to say that on 5th of August 2025, following a public claim by Shatta Wale that he purchased the car at a price of $150,000 from an unidentified party, Yoko issued an investigation to Charles Nyama Mensah to report on August 13, 2025, which appointment was rescheduled for the 20th of August 2025 at 10 a.m. to assist with the investigation. Then he said, the statement said, counsel for Charles Nyama Mensah indicated to Yoko officers that they would prefer to report at 11 a.m. Yoko readjusted its schedule to align with their time. Shortly before 11 a.m., counsel for Nyama called Yoko to claim that his client was not available, that he was busy. Yoko indicated to counsel that he and his client were expected to report as scheduled. And in this case, it went on to say that Nyama arrived in the office around 3 p.m. and insisted that he was going to cooperate. He was not going to cooperate until counsel arrived, a right which he is entitled and was accorded. The Yoko said investigators and Nyama Mensah waited for 11 a.m. from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. before counsel showed up. Incidentally, Yoko's closing time is 5 p.m. Nevertheless, Yoko staff and the entire operational team chose to carry on with the investigation, which ended around 9 p.m. Officers eventually left the office around 11 p.m.
Thank you very much.
These are some of the things
thank you very much.
Has said.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's cross over to the Yoko headquarters now. My colleague Calvin Powell is standing by. Calvin, thank you very much for joining us. You've been there for quite a bit. What can you tell us? Hello, Calvin. We apologize for the poor feed. My colleague Calvin Powell is currently at the headquarters of Yoko, where popular dancehall artist Charles Nyama Mensah Jr., popularly known as Shatta Wale, has been held. He was invited by Yoko to appear yesterday. He did that in the company of his lawyer, according to his management, and he's still there. But we understand from the statement that Mutala just read that he's been granted a bill of 10 million cedis with 2 sureties, which, when fulfilled, he will be able to leave the premises. Let's listen to his manager, Sammy Flex, give some more clarity on what exactly happened.
When the afternoon and going through bail processes definitely will take time. And we know how the system is in Ghana. When you understand the system, some of these things, you are not really surprised by them because you know how it works. So now what Yoko is demanding is that they still want to have him to investigate the car and the tax and all the issues around his company and all that. Therefore, before they can continue with the process, they want to give him bail, and a bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties have been placed on the issue as it stands now. And I can promise you that management and legal officers of the dancehall king, they are working feverishly on this, and hopefully tomorrow we are sure going to, or hopefully Thursday 21st August, we are sure going to work this out for everything to be okay. As it stands now, I know many fans are worried, I know many fans are disturbed, and many intend to come to the Yoko office to at least come and show solidarity, to come and show support tomorrow morning, and that is all fine. Management will also be there tomorrow to continue with the process, because as much as this is concerned, we want to make sure everything is okay. Shatta, definitely, if it happens like this, he would want to go into it to clear himself. If it happens like this, he would want to go himself to clear his head at least, so he can have his freedom entirely and to move around his normal duty. So he decided to go himself, and I want to believe he's okay. He's cooperating. After interrogations, I spoke with him. He's very fine. He's cooperating, and he's making sure the law will take its course just as he wants it to be. And he's very, very cooperative with them, in good spirit and all. He says he sends his regards.
So that's manager of dance hall artist Shatta Wale. Let's cross over to the EIBNetwork headquarters. My colleague Calvin Powell joins me. Calvin?
Hello?
Yes, Calvin, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. We lost you earlier. I was asking that you've been there for quite a while. What can you report?
All right, so currently the front page of the EIBN is cluttered by fans of Shatta Wale. There's a heavy music at the background. You can hear they are playing his songs back to back, and they are dancing. And the only call they are making is that Shatta Wale should be reviewed, to be released to them, or they will not live here. They vow to remain here until they see the dance hall so as to release from the offices of EIBN. And some of them I engaged earlier made mention that Shatta Wale shouldn't be here because politicians have stolen money, according to them. That's what they told. They've stolen money. Government has allowed them to be working freely, and someone that is hustling, who actually helped the street, is being held here. So they are not happy. They are so angry at the government that they want a immediate release of their. It also mentioned that the bail conditions that have been set is too outrageous, that EIBN should do something about it. They can understand why Shatta Wale is being asked to be bailed with an amount of 10 million guaranteed. The entire road from the AMA towards the EIBN office. So this is the situation here, though they are not violent currently, but the space for vehicles to move is been a problem here. So the police are doing their possible best to make way. In your screen, you can see there is a building of traffic coming from the AMA area towards this direction. So this is the situation here. A lot of them are here, both young and old, middle age, are all here trying to lend their support and make sure that the dance hall Shatta Wale is released to them.
All right. Thank you very much. Calvin Powell is my colleague who has been at the headquarters of EIBNetwork, where dancehall artist Shatta Wale has been in custody since yesterday, but we're told by the authorities that he's been granted bail of 10 million cedis and 2 sureties, fulfilling which he'll be allowed to go home. And this is in connection with his yellow Lamborghini Urus. Away from that, let's do some health issues now. And Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Kando has assured that his ministry is reviewing the security needs of various health facilities to address them accordingly as soon as possible. He made this known while addressing the press on the recent issues at the Ridge Hospital, expressing dismay at the growing trend of personal attacks on him from some union leaders at the least provocation. He added that Ghana pays approximately 10 million cedis on medical negligence yearly. Hence, it is a matter of great concern. Here are excerpts of the presser that he addressed a while ago.
Any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector. And so, when the delegation came back, I had to follow up. I was in the company with the Deputy Director General and other directors of the ministry. We joined the medical superintendent at the Ridge Hospital, and I visited the victims. After going around, we had a closed-door meeting to discuss the issues, not insults. One, how to look at beefing on the internal security, staffing issues. So, after the closed-door meeting, I came out to address the press to categorically condemn the physical attack. And that is the most important aspect. And for me, let me at this point reiterate to the whole country.
Let's still stay on this. The Concerned Nurses and Midwifery Association of Ghana has condemned remarks made by Dr. David Tenkoran-Chum, General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, against the Minister of Health. This follows the recent attack on health professionals at the Ridge Hospital. Dr. Tenkoran-Chum, unhappy with the situation, has suggested that the minister was not ready to work with the association. In a statement, the concerned nurses described the comments as highly unacceptable and unbecoming, of a leader of a stature, stressing that they fall short of the standards expected of senior representatives of the profession. The group urged Dr. Tenkoran-Chum and other leaders to express dissent with maturity and diplomacy rather than resorting to personal attacks or derogatory remarks. They further expressed hope that Dr. Tenkoran-Chum will reflect on the matter and demonstrate better judgment to safeguard the image of the nurses and midwives across the country. Meanwhile, NPP's Director of Communications, Richard Ahiaba, is of the view that the main suspect involved in the alleged assault on nurses at Ridge Hospital, Ralph St. Williams, should be barred from accessing healthcare in the country until the matter has been resolved, adding that this will be an appropriate punishment rather than the registered nurses and midwives deciding to embark on a strike over the incident.
Gentleman is not worth the effort they are going to put in withdrawing their services or the pain they are going to cost all of us. Rather, if they are upset, which they ought to be, which I am and all of us are in supporting the health workers, if there is any way they can rather blacklist him from any health facility until properly punished and apologize for that, both private and public, that he will not access any health service. Insofar as this issue remain undealt with, that would be a better way rather than withdrawing services for innocent Ghanaians who are themselves conducting and compliant with the processes at our hospitals. So rather, that should be the approach to deal with this young man. I really don't want to give him too much airtime by way of talking. His behavior is completely obnoxious, unacceptable. I don't know where in the world he thinks that behavior is.
While a member of the NDC's communications team, Hamza Suhini, is cautioning leaders of health unions over what he calls reckless public comments. Sahini's reaction comes after the Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Dr. David Tenkwine, made some unsavory comments directed at the Health Minister, Kwabena Kando, following the ministry's statement on the recent assault of a nurse at Ridge Hospital. He spoke with me earlier on GH Today.
Fortunately, it appears that there seems to be a certain culture where certain people elected to lead these professional organizations feel that the authority given them by their colleagues gives them that authority to use all kinds of language on the political leadership. And here I'm not limiting it just to the National Democratic Congress, even to the MPP when it is in power. We must be careful. The fact that a government is a listening one or a government is a government that is willing to engage does not mean that the appointees of the government or the government itself is a timid one. And this should be in the interest of all of us as political players. I struggle to understand why a General Secretary of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association would use obnoxious, intemperate, insulting, reckless language on his sector minister, simply under the guise of doing activism. Is that the kind of culture we want?
Away from that, the Accra Regional Police Command will today, 21st August 2025, arraign 8 persons arrested in connection with the violence that erupted during the Ablekuma North by-election. The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohono, made this known during an engagement with the Ghana Journalists Association in Accra.
Accra Regional Commander Asante yesterday had got 8 suspects arrested. They are being processed, and from the advice I had from the regional commander means that they will put them before court. So we are making progress to make sure that whatever happens, justice will be done to those people who, in one way or the other, did not do their work in a professional manner.
Well, police says investigations into the assault on EIBNetwork's journalist Kwabena Banahene is completed, with the docket sent to the Attorney General for advice. Police had also instituted service inquiry into the conduct of the interdicted police officer following the submission of the report from the Police Professional Standard Bureau. Here is the IGP.
When you are interdicted, your uniform is taken away from you. You cannot go back to work. But there's rumor going on that we have just transferred the policeman from where he is to another police station, which is never true. It is not true. When you are no more wearing uniform, the only thing is that to look for your village and go and stay in the village and think about what you did wrong. So maybe when people saw this police officer in his hometown or village, they thought that he has been transferred to his hometown, or we have asked him to come and hide over there. It is not so. He's on interdiction, and when you are interdicted, we go through all the due process, using our service instructions, and then internal disciplinary actions are taken against you. And then the same police officer is also facing the criminal action. What we do, as far as our officers are concerned, is that when even the criminal case is done against you, we forward the docket to the AG's office for advice, based on advice of my legal team. And that is what we have done. Just yesterday, I received the report from the professional standard, which said that we can go ahead and constitute disciplinary action through our service orders against the police officer.
You're still watching Newsroom on GHOne TV. I am Serwaa Amihere. National Security has intercepted a consignment of counterfeit diapers in the Ashanti region, smuggled from Nigeria and branded in the name of a Ghanaian company. The items were seized around the Asafo interchange while being offloaded. Preliminary checks revealed that the port duty documents covering the goods were fake. Though the source of the product has been traced to Nigeria, the importers are yet to surface following the seizure. We have more details.
National Security in the Ashanti region, acting on intelligence, confiscated counterfeit diapers carrying name of a Ghanaian brand. Further tests by the Food and Drugs Authority confirmed the diapers were fake and unsafe for public use. Acting on FDA's advice, the National Security on August 20, 2025, sent the seized items to Zoom Lion's Medical Waste Treatment Plant for safe scientific disposal. Deputy Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator Alhassan Tapsoba spoke to GHOne News.
We normally go out to check on custom goods. We came across a truck coming from Accra. We traced this truck to Asafo under the bridge. We patiently waited somewhere and we saw them offloading these diapers, or is it Pampers, whatever. We took our time, monitored them, and they started offloading. So we sent one of our guys to buy one of the box. When we opened it, we saw that it was a fake Pampers. The quantity is very, very large, as you can see on your screen. We contacted the person that he should bring us her duty paper, which she brought. We called the custom people. We saw that it was a fake Pampers, and they didn't pay tax. It was on customs goods. So we intercepted it and then we brought it to RCC here. I think it's about 3-4 weeks ago. Up to date, no one has come here to claim for the ownership because they knew that it was fake and then on custom goods. So we've called FDA, they came, they verified it, and it's fake.
He revealed that his office has received several calls from individuals claiming ownership of the seized items, but failing to show up in person. Alhaji also outlined the challenges in tracing the suspect behind the smuggled counterfeit products.
Through our investigations, as I told you, no one has come forward to claim the ownership, meaning it is fake. They just have the office line. Sometimes they call, oh, we are coming for negotiation. We say, you come. We've never seen anyone till date. Because they themselves, they know that what they are selling is fake. We are particularly worried about the fake and then the duty that they've not paid. The trucks too, we can't find the trucks because we hired another trucks to bring them to the Regional Secretariat of National Security, but up to now, no one has come forward. We have some of our informants who are trailing them because a lady says she knows one of the Nigerians. You see, normally if they bring such on custom goods and maybe we arrest them, they run back to Nigeria. So we are looking for their Ghanaian counterparts. They are those that we are looking for now.
Thank you.
A fishing vessel, the second largest in Elmina in the Komenda Edinegwa municipality, sunk Monday evening, August 18, shortly after setting off from Elmina Fishing Harbour. 8 crew members were on board. Eyewitnesses, suspect that the vessel struck boulders, causing water to flood in. Some locals blamed the poor construction of the landing site, claiming the disaster could have been avoided. All 8 crew members were rescued by nearby fishermen, but the vessel remains missing at sea. The Elmina police say they are investigating. The Menchia Palace is the center of attraction today as thousands of mourners converge for the one-week observance of the passing of the 14th Asantehemaa, Nana Kunedu Yiadom III. Chiefs, religious leaders, and other dignitaries from all over the world are joining the Asantehene Otumfuo Oseitu II for the day. The final funeral arrangement of Nana Kunedu Yiadom III is also expected to be announced at the event. The final funeral arrangement of Nana Kunedu Yiadom III will be announced as mentioned. Let's cross over to the Ashanti region, specifically to the Menchia Palace, and engage my colleague, our correspondent, Justice Bediako. Justice, thank you very much for joining us. From the entire newsroom team, we send our condolences. What can you tell us?
So currently, Menchia is full of people from all the paramountcies within the Asante region. We are expecting the Vice President and the Chief of Staff, Serwaa, to grace this unfortunate occasion. Asantehemaa Otumfuo Oseitu is not seated yet, but as I said, Menchia is full capacity. Security arrangement is tight here. Have also been briefed. We have the National Security Operations and managing the security in this particular palace. So far, the funeral properly has not taken off because Asantehemaa Otumfuo Oseitu is not seated. And what we do understand is that in the next 30 minutes, Otumfuo will take his seat. Then the funeral will properly take its full shape. But now, it is the arrival of the executioner chiefs and also display of musketry by the executioners, appropriately known as Bravo, who are displaying here in Menchia Palace as we speak now. So far, everything is in order, but the one-week observation right has not officially taken off. People are just arriving here, taking their seat. For Otumfuo Oseitu to take his seat, then the proper funeral will kickstart. So that is the situation in Menchia Palace as we speak now.
Isaac, once again, our condolences. How old was the late Asantehemaa?
Well, according to the information Menchia Palace gave, she was 98 years. That is what we have in Menchia Palace now. And she reigned for 8 years. And a direct successor of her biological mother. She is the eldest daughter of the late Asantehemaa Nana Serwaa Ampim. And Otumfuo is the last born, the male of the queen, the late Asantehemaa. What we do understand that this Asantehemaa doesn't have a child. She did not give birth to any child. So that is what we do know from Menchia Palace. But in the Asante Kingdom, the queen mother is a mother to everybody. So the late queen mother's children, she played the mother role, and her brothers who have also passed away, they play the mother role, and that is a tradition in the palace.
Thank you very much. Justice Bediako is our correspondent in the Ashanti region, and in our subsequent broadcasting on social media as well, we're bringing you updates from the one-week observation of the late Asantehemaa. Away from that, a private legal practitioner, Mrs. Joyce Ajiman Atefwa, has said that calls for DNA testing to determine paternity or otherwise of a child at birth could have serious implications for couples and partners if not handled properly. According to her, while DNA testing may bring certainty, particularly for men, it could also lead to relationship breakdowns. Mrs. Atefwa made this known at the 2025 Marriage Governance Conference, where she spoke on the topic, Truth from the Start. Should DNA be introduced at birth? Take a listen.
Paternity fraud. And 2 years ago on my birthday, I didn't go to work, I was home. A lady from Blueprint DNA was having a discussion on Joy. Out of every 10 newborn children that are tested for paternity, only 3 positive, 7 excluded. but don't scream. It's just a small sample size. DNA tested for paternity. Be at birth, or we should let it be as it is. As it is, be at birth. We'll do a sampling here. Be at birth, as it is. I think we have our answer.
Well, let's continue to stay on this. Ghanaians continue as well to weigh in on the matter. And they say it's essential to consider the potential implications. And the question is, would mandatory DNA testing promote accountability and transparency in relationships, or would it create more problems than it solves?
Our culture, when that thing comes out, then the issue of dishonesty, unfaithfulness pops up. So it's a very critical issue. I will be disappointed, I will be angry, because you are doubting my honesty. Because if being a wife, staying with you for years, a child is born, and you are doubting, if it's a process that requires that you do it, fine.
I think it would be coming from a place of hurt, because both people are in a union, and so there's a lot of trust when it comes to that aspect. So that would be my immediate reaction. I don't think I would be happy about that, but as we mentioned in the conference, it's peace of mind. So I would always foster peace of mind in a relationship and in a marriage.
I believe it's a very important conversation that needs to be had. However, for the avoidance of doubt, I think it's important that you have the test as soon as the baby is born, so that it will avoid all the controversies in the future. Like we said, when a mother gives birth, we clearly know that biologically it's from the mother, so you don't need a test done. But the father, there's always a doubt there. So to clear all those doubts, it's important that it's done right at the beginning, as well as, to avoid the father also going through all that emotional turmoil and the child going through the emotional turmoil when they're old, and then they get to find out that, this person is not their father, this person is not their child. That attachment that is there, that is going to be broken, the financial burden that is placed on the father, and all of that. To avoid all those issues, I believe it should be done right at birth, so that everybody knows where they stand and know exactly what the issues are. And
I wouldn't suggest to my wife to take a DNA test.
Why?
Because I have faith in him that he will not cheat on me. And by that reason, I don't see the need for it.
I believe the issue of conducting a DNA should be first at hand. It should be conducted immediately after birth. So I believe that will save you from certain financial costs. We can be channeled into different, other distance. Yeah. So I believe it should be done immediately after birth.
While the conversation is still ongoing, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter. You can comment on our social media pages on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube as well. Let's bring you some business news now.
The Business Brief is brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
President John Dramani Mahama has urged African leaders to silence the guns and embrace reform, stressing that peace and strong policies are key to making the continent attractive to global investment. Speaking at the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Yokohama, President Mahama said partnerships like the TICAD are important. According to him, African leaders must take responsibility to create stable and predictable conditions for trade and investment.
While partnerships such as what we are forging here in TICAD 9 are important, a lot of responsibility rests on the shoulders of African leaders to create an environment that is conducive to trade and investment. We wish to partner with any nation of the world on a basis of win-win, but let us not kid ourselves. Trade and investment will not come to Africa merely because we wish it. We must undertake the hard but necessary reforms to make Africa an attractive destination for investment. And that is why we must silence the guns and stop the fighting. That is why we must reform our economies and make them more stable and predictable. And it is why we must reform our governance and make public service accountable and free of corruption. We thank Japan for its unconditional support for African development. But as we've emphasized here in Yokohama, we must move from handouts to leveraging our partnerships with countries like Japan to co-create prosperity for all stakeholders. We can combine Japan's technology and innovation with Africa's natural resources and youthful, skilled human resource to create growth and prosperity for all. TICAD 9 must mark the pivot where Africa changes the narrative and puts its house in order to earn a place at the global table.
On global trade, President Mahama said the recent unilateral tariffs hike by the U.S. government and other retaliatory measures have shaken the global economy, warning that the impact of these trade wars will further erode global economic growth in the coming years. He charged world leaders to partner to create alternative markets for sustainable global growth.
We're holding TICAD 9 against the backdrop of a rapidly changing world trade order. Multilateralism is on the retreat, and countries are increasingly acting unilaterally in their relationship with the rest of the world. The world's largest economy that should be the driver of global trade and investment has become more insular and transactional in its outlook. The recent round of tariffs and retaliatory tariffs have spooked world trade and the global economy. The full effects of these trade wars will have ripple effects on global growth and prosperity for years to come. We must form a coalition of the willing to create alternative markets for sustainable global growth. Africa is open for business and is the next frontier for trade and investment, with a population of 1.4 billion people and a fast-growing middle class. Africa has the potential, with the African Continental Free Trade Area, to become a significant player in the global economy.
Dole Ghana, a creamy, healthy yogurt brand, has unveiled Ghanaian media personality Serwaa Amihere as its first ever brand ambassador in Ghana nearly a decade ago. Speaking to GHOne News during the outdooring ceremony in Accra, the sales and marketing manager of Dole Yogurt, Jeffrey Njama, said the partnership is aimed at strengthening the company's position in the competitive dairy market.
Dole Yogurt, one of Ghana's leading dairy brands, has taken a bold step in its marketing journey by signing Ace media personality Serwaa Amihere as its brand ambassador. Speaking to GHOne News, sales and marketing manager Jeffrey Njama noted that this is the company's first ever brand ambassador, with hopes of a great partnership to offer the best dairy products to consumers.
Serwaa Amihere actually has the qualities that we need for our brand, which is Dole Yogurt. She's authentic and trustworthy. We are going to tap into, she has a wide experience. In fact, she's one of Ghana's most influential media personnel. And we are actually going to tap into that to actually strengthen our position in the market.
On her part, Serwaa Amihere expressed appreciation to the Dole Yogurt brand for trusting her with the task to represent the brand, highlighting the importance of promoting a healthy lifestyle. She noted that this commitment was one of the key reasons she accepted to be the face of Dole Yogurt.
I feel very, very privileged, that a company like Dole, which is a household brand, has found me worthy enough to represent their brand. I'm really happy about that. So I have to say thank you to the Dole team, for considering me. The Dole Yogurt is, yes, both promote health, and it's a snack as well, but it's very healthy. If you listen to the marketing manager, he talked about the fact that the product has very low preservatives, and so it doesn't go beyond 3 months. And that's because they're very conscious to not put a lot of preservatives inside. And that in itself is a very health conscious thing to do. I'm happy to be part of it. I am very particular about the brands that I work with, and I will not market something that I don't believe in or I don't use. So this is a product that, even though I'm the brand ambassador for, before today, is always in my house.
Dole prides itself on producing healthy yogurts free from excessive additives, offering a wide range of flavors for all age groups. It has various nutritious flavors, including strawberry and vanilla, and they come in a wide range of sizes and packs for all age groups and types made purposely for diabetic patients. Management says the company is positioning itself strongly ahead of its 10th anniversary celebrations in 2026.
Okay, thank you all so much. And the bloggers, we are grateful. Genius Low-Key Limited, in partnership with the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas platform, has launched Season 3 of the Luckiest Africa Draw with a grand jackpot of 2.3 million cedis at stake. Now, beyond the ultimate prize, organizers say hundreds of participants stand to win various exciting rewards, making this season the biggest yet. There's more in the following report.
The exciting game hosted on the National Lottery Authority's Caritas platform aims to boost individuals' finances for the upcoming festive season. From now until December 20th, 2025, some lucky winners will receive amazing prizes like phones, motorbikes, television sets, and more. Addressing journalists at the launch of Season 3 of the game, Chief Executive of Genius Low-Key Limited, Dennis Educhum, says the massive cash prize makes this season the most rewarding yet, raising excitement among participants eager to try their luck.
Look out for us. We'll be coming in your communities. We have 100 communities. A community is a group of people that have similar circumstances, similar aspirations, hopes, and all of that. We will be coming to washing bays across Ghana. We'll be going to restaurants. We'll be going to corporate offices. We'll be visiting hospitals. And these are the communities. We have created the luckiest to affect the ordinary person, the everyday person. This year, we are giving as much as 2.5 million cedis to the luckiest ticket winners.
He charged the public to take part in the draw as one lucky winner this season stands the chance to walk away with a life-changing jackpot of 2.3 million Ghana cedis.
Now, the overall price for the luckiest in Season 3 is 2.5 million for the luckiest ticket. The luckiest ticket, when you buy a ticket, you can share the ticket code with friends and family. So if you bought 100 cedis, you bought 10 cedis, 20 cedis on the ticket, you can pass that ticket on to your friends. They will buy different amounts on that ticket. And when that ticket wins, all of you are winners times 500 the amount you participated with.
On his part, Kwabena Opoku-Boakye, the acting director in charge of marketing, Caritas, and events at the NLA, explained that proceeds from the game will be channeled into corporate social responsibility projects, indicating that those who might not win are also supporting community development through games.
The good thing is, if you play and you don't win, the monies that you pay will be dedicated towards good causes, and then you see them within your communities, and then at least you know that the monies that you contributed are not being used by some illegal people somewhere to line their pockets, but they will go into national development. That's the reason why we are partnering Genius Loci.
Meanwhile, Ghanaians who wish to participate in the draw can obtain tickets at price ranging from 1 Ghana cedis to 5,000 Ghana cedis simply by dialing *712# on any network. Meanwhile, Ghanaians who wish to participate in the draw can obtain tickets at prices ranging from 1 Ghana cedis to 5,000 Ghana cedis simply by dialing *712# on any network.
And that's it for business. Coming up now is the latest in the world of sports with Benjamin Yamwa. Benjamin?
Nice to have you back with us. Welcome back.
Ghana, passion for technology.
Sports, and of course, it's all about Gakato 4 after yesterday's action. Unfortunately for Serwaa, her team, Kotoko, lost on the opening day. Before that, though, had to focus on ensure that they beat Heart of Lions back-to-back in term 3 days after a 1-0 victory over Lions tonight at the University of Ghana Stadium in the Gakato 4 tournament. And the only goal was scored by Ransford Mensah from a free kick that ensured the Heart of 4 got all the 3 points at stake in the game. Now, speaking to the media after the game, Dramani Didi, the coach of Heart of Folk, had this to say.
They are playing or defending the Accra Mall end of the stadium, if you like, and so we're underway here. It is Heart of Lion.
It's good to win, but it's good to put in energy, effort, and then performance. I think I value those aspects rather than just the element of winning. I see winning in different levels. That we are in a preparatory period, and in our periodization where we are, we need to share game minutes and then across the squad, and it is important not to those players, out of the range where they have reached. We have not reached a level where we can go deep 90 minutes. It's, sometimes we are forced to push players beyond those minutes, and I think that scientifically it's unacceptable. We try to make sure that we are able to graduate the dosing elements. I think that you need to look at their strength and respect the strength of the opponent in order to play against your strength and then your abilities. It was just to come and solidify what we already showed in the back four, and then also solidifying the team lead, and then solidify the fact that many players would have been running more than what they are supposed to be doing, so that we can try to deload them in that aspect. That we will go back again, and then you saw that maybe we'll come up with another squad.
Now, unfortunately, to the story, Serwaa is not too happy about, where a bizarre own goal from Henry Ansu gave Gold Stars victory over Kotoko in their opening fixture last night in the top 4. The Warriors began very good, brightly, as they took a lead in the 16th minute when Albert Amwa scored from an early chance. Unfortunately for them, though, a penalty was awarded to Gold Stars and was scored by Kumi, who ensured the game was 1-1 at halftime. From the recess, and unfortunately for Kotoko, Henry Ansu gave a very awkward back pass that only ended up in his net to ensure Gold Stars will end up as winners with a 2-1 victory over Kotoko in the opening fixtures in the ongoing Galka Top 4 being held at the U Stadium in Accra. And that's it for us in sport. Back to you, Serwaa, for the rest of the bulletin.
On the international front, Russia has launched one of its heaviest bombardments on Ukraine in weeks, firing more than 600 drones and missiles overnight. Air defenses. The minister said the barrage was showed, I beg your pardon, why efforts to end the war were so critical as diplomatic momentum builds. President Zelensky has expressed readiness to meet Vladimir Putin in neutral Europe, suggesting Switzerland, Austria, or Istanbul as possible venues. He rejected Budapest, citing Hungary's closeness with Moscow. The prospect of talks comes after U.S. President Donald Trump met Putin in Alaska and then hosted Zelensky and European leaders in Washington. Trump had suggested trilateral talks, but now says it may be better if two leaders meet without him. And that's it for the news. Thank you so much for your time. On behalf of the entire production team led by Mrs. Aini, we're grateful that you spent your afternoon with us. Join the news team again at 6:30 for News Tonight. I am Serwaa, and I'm back. Have a good afternoon.